It was February 19, 1986. Barry Seal, once Pablo Escobar's favorite pilot, reached for his car door outside a halfway house in Louisiana. Seconds later, 3 Colombian hitmen stepped out of the shadows and opened fire. More than 80 bullets tore through his windshield. The man who had exposed the world's biggest drug cartel and the CIA's darkest secret was dead. But who really wanted him gone? The cartel or his own government? Barry Seal wasn't born a criminal. At 16, he was already a licensed pilot. By 26, he became TWA's youngest 747 captain, a record-breaking talent. But prestige wasn't enough. He craved danger, thrill, and money. By 1976, he took a wild turn, smuggling 700 pounds of Jamaican marijuana. It paid $35,000 for one run, more than a pilot's annual salary. Soon, Barry Seal was out of the airlines and deep into the underworld. By 1979, he was flying weekly loads for smugglers. Then came his golden ticket, Pablo Escobar's Medellín Cartel. They needed someone bold enough to move 0 kilos of cocaine per flight. Seal accepted, earning $1 million per run, flying low, just 180 feet over the Gulf of Mexico. He slipped under radar like a ghost. By 1982, he was a millionaire many times over, hiding $25 million offshore. The cartel nicknamed him El Gordo, the fat one, not as an insult, but as a tribute. He made everyone rich. He was so efficient that the DA later said Seal alone caused a 30% drop in cocaine prices across America. Everything changed in 1984. Seal's luck ran out when DEA agents stormed his plane and found 462 pounds of uncut cocaine worth $34 million, but Seal wasn't scared. He smiled and told the agents, "You just caught the biggest fish in the Caribbean. What will you pay for the ocean?" He knew everything. Names, routes, and offshore banks. And Escobar still thought he was loyal. Within 72 hours, he cut a deal. Work for the DEA in exchange for a lighter sentence. Then the CIA got involved. They needed proof that Nicaragua's socialist government was helping Escobar traffic cocaine, something the Reagan administration could use to justify secret funding for the Contras. Barry Seal became their pawn in a game of global politics. They equipped his plane with hidden cameras and encrypted radios and sent him back into cartel territory. To 1984, Seal flew into Nicaragua's Los Brasiles airfield, and there they were. Pablo Escobar, Sandinista officials, and cocaine bricks stacked like gold bars. Pretending to check the plane's balance, Seal secretly snapped photos, Escobar holding a duffel bag, a Nicaraguan officer counting cash, soldiers guarding the load. The DEA called it the intelligence coup of the decade. Those photos made it all the way to President Reagan's desk, but what should have been a top-secret operation turned into a political weapon. Colonel Oliver North and the Reagan administration decided to leak the photos to the press to sway Congress. The DEA begged them not to. Exposure would mean Seal's death, but North's reply was cold. Sometimes individual sacrifices serve larger national interests. Days later, Barry Seal saw his own undercover photos on the front page of the Washington Times. The headline, "Sandinistas Deal in Cocaine." Below Kina, his picture of Escobar. Seal knew immediately. He'd been marked. He told his DEA handler, "They killed me." Within weeks, the Medellín Cartel put a $1 million bounty on his head. The DEA offered witness protection, but Seal refused. "I can handle myself," he said. By late 1985, Seal had testified against major traffickers. His evidence put dozens in prison, even Carlos Leda for life. The DEA wanted him safe. But the court had other plans. Judge Frank Palazola sentenced Seal to 6 months in a public halfway house with no guards, no security, and a fixed check-in time. His lawyer warned, "Your Honor, this is a death sentence." He was right. The FBI warned the court about Colombian hitmen in the area, but the judge ignored it. February 19, 1986, Seal arrived at the halfway house at 5:52 p.m. in his white Cadillac. 3 Colombian assassins were waiting. They opened fire, 80 bullets in 6 seconds. Seal never reached for his gun. His pager buzzed. An urgent DEA message. Too late. The killers were caught hours later. During testimony, one said something chilling. We were told the American government wanted him dead too. Declassified files later showed Seal had flown weapons for the CIA-backed Contras. He knew too much about drugs, money, and political corruption. Former DEA agent Celerino Castillo put it simply. The cartel pulled the trigger. The CIA loaded the gun. Barry Seal's widow later received a letter with 250,000 in bearer bonds and 2 words, "Stay quiet." She filed a lawsuit against the CIA, dismissed on national security grounds. Escobar celebrated, not knowing that the intel Seal gathered would one day help bring him down. Barry Seal's story ended in gunfire, but his death exposed how far governments would go to hide the truth.